ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जयो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for Bhakti Shastri class, Nectar of Instruction, Lesson 3. श्री श्री राधा गोविंद की जय, श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। In this book, there are totally 11 shloka, and the first shloka begins with the instruction. There are 6 characteristics for a guru, that is, a person who can make the disciples all over the world. And the 6 urges: vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam, jihva vegam, udara upastha vegam, etan vegan yo vishahetadira sarvam apimam pratyam sashishyat. And after that, Prabhupada has given the 6 characteristics or symptoms of surrender. One who surrenders to the Lord, what are the symptoms in him? And then the text number 2, it is explaining about what are the 6 things that destroys our bhakti. That is, atyahara prayashascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangascha laulyam cha shadbhir bhakti vinashyati. So here Janasanga means associating with the materialistic people can destroy our devotional life. And then Prabhupada explains about the 6 virtues that one has to perform so that one can improve in his bhakti. That is Utsahan, Nishtaya Dhairyat, Tattat Karma Pravartanat, Sangatyagat Satovritte, Shadbhi Bhakti, Prasiddhyati. So prasidhyati, vinashyati. Vinashyati, there are 6 things, and prasidhyati, there are 6 things. Now continuing to the 4th text, where in the second text it is told we should give up the janasanga. That means we should not associate with the materialistic people. So that is a negative way of telling. Now what is the positive side of that? If we have to give up something, then that means you should accept another thing so that we can easily give up what you want to give up. So that is explained in the present text. So these are the things which we have already discussed in the previous classes. Prabhupada's modes in adjusting religious principles in relation to the Niyamagraha. Now coming to the today's lesson, that is 6 loving exchanges. The text is like this. Dadati pratigrihणati guhyamakhyati pritchati bhungte bhojayate chaiva shadvidham priti lakshanam. Dadati means to offer gifts to other devotees. And pratigrihnati means accepting the gift. Guhyamakyati, revealing the mind in confidence. And then prichati, inquiring confidentially. Bhunkte, eating or accepting prasadam. And bhojayate chaiva, that is feeding or offering prasadam. Shadvida Priti Lakshana. That means these are the 6 symptoms of love, that is Priti, shared among devotees in good association. So Dadati Pratigrihnati, Guhyamakyati, Prichati, Bhunkte, Bhojayate. Totally 6 symptoms are listed here. So what are these Dadati Pratigrihnati? Why, how we have to perform this, and what are the things to be followed in this? Let us see now. Dadati means giving, what we can give to the Lord or what we can give to the devotees. Whatever we give, it is for our own good. The Lord is not in need of anything from us, or the devotees of the Lord are happy in the under the shelter of the Lord himself. So Dadati, it is told not because somebody wants to get something out of us, but it is a symptom through which we can establish the relation with another person. Even in the material conditions, we can see a person, if he wants to make a business deal, he will arrange a meeting, and in that meeting they will feed the people, and they'll sumptuously they'll feed, and they will speak about their plans, what are the things they want to establish. So it is one of the way. Instead of calling for a meeting, you can call them for a dinner, so that it means the same, but it attracts more people. So that is the Dadati. Now, how this is to be done in the devotees association? In every spiritual programs, prasadam is one part of it. Without prasadam, any event is incomplete. And when we are distributing the prasadam to the devotees, they are getting the mercy of the Lord. And when we are receiving something from the elders, from the senior devotees, it is the blessings that they are giving through the gift that they are giving to us. So this Dadati and Pratigrihnati, it will create a strong bond between two people. And this bond is very much needed in advancing Krishna consciousness in the positive side. And the same bond can degrade us in our life if we do it with the non-devotees. So it is warned not to do these 6 symptoms, this Priti Lakshana, with the non-devotees. As much as possible, we should avoid it. Otherwise, unnecessarily, we are creating some kind of bondage. So Dadati, when we are giving something to another devotee, it should be done with the loving affection. Lovingly, it should be given, and whatever they are giving, we should accept it with honor. Then only the whatever giving and taking, accepting, it will be having some meaning. It should be done with the love and affection. Just like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. There, the Bhaktya is stressed, the word. Without Bhakti, the Lord doesn't need it. Now, whatever we are giving, actually the Lord is accepting the Bhakti that we are giving to Him through that object, whatever we are offering to the Lord. It is not that the Lord is hungry. So that is the Dadati. So Dadati can mean to say prasadam distribution, or it can be the distribution of the holy name. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributed the holy name without any consideration, whether what is the person's qualification, where he has taken birth, he has not seen any of these things. He has just distributed this holy name of the Lord to each and every person. Patra apatra na deke. He has not checked any qualification. It is given for everyone. So that is what we have accepted from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And now what we can give to the Lord, that we have to sincerely follow the instructions of the Lord. Then the Lord becomes very happy. That is what we can give back to the Lord. And the author of this book, Rupa Goswami, has given a very good example how a person should distribute his wealth. When Rupa Goswami got retired from his government service, he had a boat full of gold coins. So much of resource, so much of money the king had given him. So what he did, he made it into 50%. That means he made it exactly half. And that half he distributed to the service of the Lord and service of the devotees. And remaining 50%, he made again half, that is 25%. He gave it for his relatives and friends, those who are well-wishers. And then remaining 25%, he kept it for emergency. So this is how a person can distribute his wealth. Whatever he is earning and whatever he is saving, from that he can distribute or he can spend for the Lord. It may be for the Lord or for the devotees or spiritual activities. In so many ways, there is need of Lakshmi, there is need of money. So this money we can give to the this kind of services, so that whatever we are earning, that also gets purified. When we are earning money, knowingly or unknowingly, we make so many mistakes, because it is, after all, it's a business what we are doing. And in business, we don't know from where the money is coming. We may be good at dealing with other person. We may not do any black money. But when the person who is paying us for the whatever business or whatever way you are earning, it may or may not come from the right source. We don't know. So in such cases, that contamination also gets purified when we are using it for the service of the Lord. So in this way, the person can get elevated in his spiritual life. And also, spending for any good cause, the pleasure of the Lord, it will create a kind of attachment to the Lord. Because it is said that your mind goes where the money flows. Wherever you are spending, in that direction, the mind also will be more attached. Now, if you are spending for the Lord, if you are spending for the service of the devotees, then you will be always thinking of their welfare or how to improve it or how to do it in a better way. There is a kind of positive attachment that we can develop by utilizing the assets whatever we have for the devotees and the Lord. So in that way also it is improving our devotional service to the Lord. But the same thing done in the opposite way for the non-devotees or for Mayavadis or impersonalists, if we are developing any kind of dealings like this, then it will degrade our devotional service. Knowingly or unknowingly, it will affect our consciousness. So that's why we generally don't accept any food that is offered by a non-devotee. It is not that we have some hatred for them or we should not, we have some problem with them. That is not the case. The problem is here is the person who is giving, his consciousness is different. He's when you are going to a restaurant and having the food that they have cooked, the cooking is done with an intention of making profit. The consciousness is different. But if we are eating at home, if it is cooked by a devotee or your mother, then the consciousness is different. There is no business mentality in that point. So that whatever consciousness, you can observe this practically. The person who is cooking, if his mind is disturbed, if somebody has done any problem, like somebody is scolded or he's upset with someone, and in that mode, if the person cooks, the people who are eating the food, they can feel that it will not be very pleasant, even though the taste may be good, but the consciousness, it will get affected. That's why the acharyas and spiritual master, they will not accept the prasadam or the food that is cooked by anybody. They will accept it from the devotees, their disciples, or the temple prasadam. They will not accept anything from outside. This is one of the reason why we don't accept the food or any eatables that is offered by others. Now, what to do when somebody offers you this kind of food when you are not able to reject? So in such cases, that you are taking the risk for elevating them. So it is up to you, but at the same time, you should know what you are doing. It is like when we are taking the initiation, at that time, the Guru Maharaj, he will accept all our sin, and also taking the oath that we will follow the instruction, chanting 16 rounds daily, reading Prabhupada books, following 4 regulatory principles. Okay, if you are doing all these things, then I will be the responsible person for your practice of spirituality. I will take you back to Godhead. That is the commitment the Guru Maharaj gives for us. So that if you're seeing their Guru Maharaj is accepting the sin that we have done, he's taking the responsibility. Now, when somebody comes to you and offers the food that they are giving, now it is an opportunity for you to give them Krishna consciousness. Why they are coming to you? Because they have some affection for you, or they want to show some gratitude for you. So at that time, you should try to give them some Krishna consciousness so that opportunity can be utilized in a positive way. We cannot just reject it. Oh, I don't eat, I don't like that. It may not be possible. You can accept whatever possible. You can take a fruit, or you can take a glass of milk, or you can accept anything that is sattvic, that may be accepted. And sometimes you may not eat also. You can just accept it and take it with your hand. That also may be done, so that the person will feel happy. And it can open, or it can break the ice that has for introducing Krishna consciousness to that person. And in return, you can offer them some offered prasadam, so that it will elevate their consciousness as well. They also feel some spiritual benefit. So that is how we can do the dadati pratigrahanati in certain situations. Otherwise, generally, we do these things, all these 6 things with the devotees only. And it has to be done with the devotees, because only in the association of devotees, our bhakti will grow. If we don't have the association, or if we have the wrong association, then our bhakti will deteriorate. So we should know with whom we are associating. We should associate with people who are our well-wishers, and they are giving us the right direction. Such association must be accepted. And then comes the Guhyam Akyati and Prichati, confidential hearing. Here, Akyati, Guhyam Akyati means confidentially explaining. That is, we are telling about ourselves and inquiring, Prichati, inquiring from the other person. So here comes opportunity for us to solve our spiritual problems, or whatever difficulties that we have, or whatever doubts that we have in our spiritual practice. We can explain it to a right person who will give us proper guidance, so that we can advance in our Krishna consciousness. And it is told Guhyam Akyati. That means it should be done confidentially, because somebody is coming to you and explaining about their personal life. These are the problems, I want to do this, and this is what I want to proceed like this. Then that should not be publicly disclosed. It should be kept as a confidential matter, and it should be, the advice should be given to the person in person, not like that's why the word confidential is used here. And inquiring also, when we have a particular problem, we should ask these questions to the spiritual master confidentially. There is no need to do it like with everyone. That is why Prichati. the spiritual master has many realizations, and these realizations, whatever he feels, he will publicly he will reveal in the class, or he will tell to everyone, so that everyone can take benefit. But certain realizations he may share it only with the certain devotees, certain group of devotees, because only those devotees can understand and take advantage of that instruction. So in such cases, it will also be confidential. It will not be given to everyone. So that instructions or that realizations, if we want to receive, then we have to serve the devotees. We should respectfully serve the devotees. Then we can inquire them. Then only we'll get the realization. Because devotional service, it is practical. When we are doing it actually, then we will come to know what are the difficulties, what are the problems, and what are the causes of problems, and what is the solution for them. These things can be understood only in the devotees association. Otherwise, it is not possible. Just like when we are asking someone to chant 16 rounds, a person who doesn't know anything about chanting, he will tell, okay, I can do it. Just chanting, take a mala and keep chanting 16 rounds, constantly sitting in one place. That's it. Very easy job. Okay, I can do it. But when you get into that, you will understand how stubborn is the mind and how it will react and how it will create problem. All these things will come out. Then we actually start working on ourselves. How to control the mind? How can I concentrate on the name? And how can I develop taste in chanting? There are so many questions that will arise. And to solve these problems, it will take so many years together. It may not happen in few days or few months or few years also. It may not be solved. It will take a lot of time to practice, because this mind is very, very stubborn. As Arjuna says, Vayoriva Sudushkaram. It is like the wind. If you can control the wind, but not the mind. It is so powerful. Then next comes the Bhungte Bhojayate Chaiva, serving the devotees with prasadam and accepting prasadam from them. Yeah, this we have discussed with the Dadati Pratigranati itself. Okay, now we have some activity here. Reflect on your experience of applying the 6 symptoms of love amongst devotees over the last 2 weeks. So you can take more also, 2 weeks, or anything that you can remember in the past. You have done these 6 symptoms experience. Dadati, Pratigranati, Guhyamakyati, Prichati, Bhungte, Bhojayate. In your devotional service, if you have performed any of these activities, just like, for example, you invited some devotees to your home and asked them to perform a Sankirtan, and they nicely did the Kirtan, and then you provided them, or you offered them very nice sumptuous prasadam, that you can explain how it happened. That is one example. Like that you can explain. Do you need a breakout room for this? Or you can directly speak? If you are directly, you can directly raise your hand. Nandita Mataji, what you say?
Yes, Prabhu, we are only 9 people. So if they can raise their hand and express their views.
Yeah, individually you can speak. Anybody would like to share their experience? Yeah, Anu Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Recently, I think around 3-4 months back, I joined a local, my society ladies group of Sundarkand Path. So they had been part of that group for a long time, but I didn't know that. I didn't have time basically. So it's only been 3-4 months since I joined. It is 1 month, once a month, the Sundarkand part is done, and you pray, and the whole thing, Sundarkand of Ramayana, is done. So only 3 months back I made, and the prasad is also there, it is offered, and I made so many ladies as friends, and I've been saying this house for last 40 years, but in the same society, because I didn't have time and whatever reasons, in the past 3 months I made so many friends that it seems as if I've known them for my whole life. So associating with people on a spiritual platform is different. Like a few ladies suggested we can have a kitty also along with it. So I said I've never been part of a kitty, and some others objected that this is a spiritual group, don't make it into a party group, because alongside some eating program also in a big hotel is also done. So a few objected to it and they agreed, okay, we will not introduce it as yet. But the kind of association I got was very nice, and I feel good that I became part of a spiritual group, local spiritual group. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anybody else would like to share? Yeah, Siddharth Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
In fact, this is my experience in ISKCON here in Kolkata. Last week only, in fact, Saturday, Sunday, in fact, both days are celebrated here. The temple has, Radha Madhav temple has not been built. It is with Navnita Guru only. The main temple is there, of course, in the Baliganj, but here in New Town, it's not there. But this Dadati, Pratigruhnati, Bhumte, Bhojayate, I think this experience in any case we had during visit to the temple, where in fact for the first time I was meeting Prabhuji there. I didn't know that he's actually a kind of in charge, not president. But immediately he responded, and then where from you have come? Okay, so we have all these tickets here. He helped. Then there was another person who came and he said that okay, devotee is in the West Bengal government working as chief engineer or something. He has recently come. He has also introduced him, and then he said that whatever he has, he's helping to the temple. He has asked that it should be. This is my personal thing, so do not talk about it. But then, which is official, means in his official capacity, what he's helping, that you can tell. So then he said that the entire, there is a full-fledged road construction, and also there is a what is it called? The place for everyone to eat, one big hall, and also there is a complete water reservoir which is being constructed. Something around, from government account, he had sanctioned 40 lakhs, which we thought really, to that extent people can really do, was absolutely amazing and overwhelming. And he was so down to earth guy, and devotee. Sorry, I shouldn't use the word guy. And in fact, that day his son's birthday was there, and so we sat all together. So he was giving. So Dadati was there. Bhungte was here, the part of the Bhungte as part of the devotee. Then there was special Rasagulla on that day, which was for his son's birthday. We had all of us had a very good time, because everyone in the devotee mode. And in fact, the food was at 1:30, whereas our Sankirtan followed with prayers, followed with the entire process, took from 11 to 1:30. That means from 11 to 1:30 till actually the time of prasad started. Till that time, actually, we were busy in Sankirtan and all other activities. So it was, I think, Dadati, Pratigunati, Bhungte, Bhojoyate, Guiha was perhaps, yeah, I can say even that part which he was revealing was kind of Guiha only. So I think that was my experience. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Anybody else would like to speak? Okay, let us continue. Then. Anybody would like to read can raise their hand. Lata Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Pure love for Krishna is eternally established in the hearts of living entities. It is not something to be gained from another source. When the heart is purified by hearing and chanting, the living entity naturally awakens.
Thank you, Mataji.
Krishna Prabhuji.
So, Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti Sadhya Kabunaya Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karayodaya. So, Nitya Siddha, that is the love of Godhead, is present within our heart. It is not an artificial imposition that is created. It is already there. But the problem is it is covered now. Now it has to be uncovered. That process is the spiritual practice. When we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it will reveal the Swarupa or the real position, how we are eternally servant to the Lord. That is understood when we are performing the devotional service. But the devotional service itself is not a foreign thing for us. It is already there. We are Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakta. The devotees are already the servants of the Lord. Prabhupada gives an example when a car is not moving, then we have to push it. And when you are pushing it, it will start moving. Then gradually it will take off. Then after some time, it doesn't need any push. That means the car has the capacity to move, but it takes some time to or some external energy to be applied because of some problem. Maybe because of the cold climate or some battery is down. So because of that, it may not start in the beginning. But once it gets warmed up, it will go. It will start moving. And another example, just like the child, when it starts walking, when it will fall sometimes, and somebody has to hold the child, and then it will walk. So that walking energy is there in the child. Just giving some training from externally, the child will gradually learn to walk. And opposite way, like no human being can fly. Even if you teach the child how to fly, it will not fly, because that is not the nature of that human being. So if you encourage the child to fly, it will not fly. But if you encourage the child to walk, it will walk. Why? Because walking is natural and flying is unnatural. So that is another opposite way of understanding. So in this same way, Krishna consciousness is not unnatural. It is natural, but it needs some push from external source. Then in association of devotees, when we practice, it becomes very easy. Pooja Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Sadarpana.
Yes, ma'am.
Exchange in love with devotees who are of the same aspiration as oneself and who are affectionate to oneself enhances one's bhakti. Hare Krishna.
Continue, Mataji.
Offering and accepting items, revealing confidential realizations to one another, and serving and accepting food are all activities that increase affection. One should not perform these activities with those of different aspirations in life that one's own. This is Srila Bhakti Vedanta. 1 second, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mother. But Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Anuvritti comment.
Bhakti, yeah. Yes.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
The Anuvritti commentary is the commentary by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur for NOI, Nectar of Instruction. From that, this is taken. So when we are associating, now again, the question may arise. It is told that Janasanga, we should not associate with the devotees. We associate with the external people or outside people. But we go for the job, or we go to the shop, and shopkeeper will buy something from him. Is this all called as association? No, this is not association. Here, association means these things, these 6 things we should not do with them. Dadati pratigrihnati, giving gifts or accepting gifts from someone, or guhyamakyati pritchati, revealing your heart to somebody, or hearing from them submissively. This hearing from them submissively also has very powerful effect. Just like if a drunkard says that drinking is good, it can harm us. It can create it can put the seed in our heart. Or a gambler, if he says gambling is so good, if you win, you will get so much of money, and he will explain all those things. This is how the people get trapped. They will ask you to buy some lottery ticket, and they will explain it so much so that finally the person will buy it. So that is hearing, guhyamakyati, hearing submissively. You hear as if whatever he is telling, everything is correct. And they also will tell so much with attractive words they will speak, so that it can create problem. So we should not accept gifts. We should not give the gifts for others, like worldly minded people or non-devotees. And revealing your heart is very dangerous, because they can use that data and use it for somebody, and they can play in your life, or they can create problem in your life. That is guhyamakyati. And hearing from them also not good, because association, it will create habits. And when you are having the association, that is, it's told in Bhagavad Gita, sangat sanjayate kamaha. The root cause of our any desire, that is association. It is told that desire is the cause of all the problems. Because we have the desire to do something, to get something, we get trapped. And this desire, where it is coming, it is because of the association. Like the children go to school, and in school the child will see some attractive bag or some pencil or something very nice, some toy another child has brought. Now, while going in the morning, the child has no idea about all those things. But once it sees the things in the school, that child will develop that desire. Now it will come to home and it will cry, I also want like that. So even in colleges, if you see mobile phones, some children will start bringing, 1 or 2 children will start bringing, and all other children also will start. I also want mobile, everyone is bringing, so sometimes it is needed, we have assignments. They will add so many positive points also. Somehow they will get the mobile. So this is the power of association. The association can build the habits, or it will bring out the desires. Even the previous life association or previous life desire also comes like that. When the environment is conducive, all these desires will come out. Just like when there is rain, everything will become green. Otherwise, it will be dry. Similarly, when we have the facility for fulfilling the desires, and if we really have those desires, it will come out. But if we don't have that desire, then there is no bondage, or will not get entrapped. Just like a person, if he is having exams or some interview or some difficult situations are there, then he will not get into vices because he is busy. But when a person is free, when he has no problem, when he is very nothing to do, then all the desires that he has in his heart, it will come out. So when we are idle, what we are thinking about or what we are actually doing, that makes or that shows what kind of person we are. So in that way, we should associate with good devotees, with good people, and avoid the association with the non-devotees, so that we can we can have the, or you can imbibe those desires of the great devotees. Great devotees have the desire to serve the Lord. In association of the devotees, we may get the desire to follow Ekadashi. We get the desire to chant 16 rounds attentively. We get the desire to chant the Bhagavad Gita shlokas nicely. We get the desire to learn to sing Vaishnava bhajans. So these are the desires that we can imbibe in the association of devotees. But the same thing happen even in the association of non-devotees. When we associate with the non-devotees, we see our neighbors. That neighbor has big car. Okay, let me also have that same kind of car. Or that my friend has this mobile. Okay, I should also have the mobile. Or that person has bought the dress, this kind of dress. So I also want to have that. So this competition will go on materially. So what you want to do, that is in your hand. But once the mind takes over, then it is very difficult to control. So intelligently, we should observe our mind and give proper association to the mind. Now, instructing a non-devotee, what will happen? Yeah, Neeta Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Koti Koti Pranam.
Yes, Mataji.
If a snake is given milk to drink, its poison simply increases. For a similar reason, we should not disclose our minds to the serpent Mayavadis and Karmas. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, continue, Mataji.
It is best to avoid association with them completely and never ask them about anything confidential because they cannot give good advice. Nor should we extend invitations to Mayavadis and atheists, nor accept their invitations. For by such intimate intermingling, we may become affected by their atheistic mentality. Sangat Sanjayate Kama. Shri Upadeshamar, text for purpose.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here, we should not accept their invitation, or we should not reveal our heart to them. This we can see practically when we have small problems in our life, and if we are going and asking someone who is not our well-wisher, then they will increase the size of the problem. Then it will create unnecessary anxiety in our heart. So this will happen, that will happen, so many things they will add, and then we will be unable to take the proper decision. But if you go to the right person, then they will give you the solution, and they will not enhance your problem or the difficulty. So that's what Prabhupada is telling here. They can misuse your inquiring, that inquisitiveness, and give wrong advice, and they will not be able to give you good advice because they are not your well-wishers. Archana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has also warned, Visaira Anna Kaile Dushtahaye Mana. By eating food prepared by worldly people, one's mind becomes wicked. Unless one is very advanced, he is unable to utilize everyone's contribution to further the Krishna consciousness movement. Shri Ubadeshamrita. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So this example we can take of Ashwatthama in Mahabharata. Ashwatthama is a son of Dronacharya. And Dronacharya, he was having a way of life. How he was living is, he was only collecting the seed after the crop is removed from the field. In that case, the person is living a very simple life. He will not accumulate any a lot of wealth, or he will not work under someone, and all the time whatever he has, he will utilize for service of the Lord, and whatever comes by the mercy of the Lord, he will accept it. But what happened here, Ashwatthama, he was playing with the Duryodhana and other team, and these children, when they were playing, in between they go to home and they have the milk and they come back. And Ashwatthama was also coming to home and he was asking milk, but his mother Kripi, she was giving rice powder mixed in water to drink as milk, because they had no cow at home. And he also used to say that I drank milk. But Duryodhana, he's asking, how can you drink milk because you don't have cow at home? So Ashwatthama, Duryodhana took Ashwatthama to his house, his palace, and gave him the real milk. And then he understood, oh, this is real milk. Whatever I was having now, till now, that was not milk. Now he goes home and he asks mother, I want milk, not this rice powder. Then Dronacharya gets into trouble. Now he will go and he will think first, where should I get the cow? Because to have the milk, we should have cow. He remembers Drupada. He goes to Drupada, but Drupada insults him and he gets insulted, and then he goes to Parashuram. And from Parashuram, he learns the archery. And then after learning, because Parashuram had told him, I don't have wealth, but I can give you knowledge. So he got that knowledge. And then from that knowledge, he has to earn now. Again, he came to Hastinapur and became the teacher of these Pandavas and Kauravas. So this one association of Ashwatthama with Duryodhana, it made Dronacharya to change his profession. And now Dronacharya, because he's working under Duryodhana's government, he had to fight Mahabharata war. And in that Mahabharata war, he died in such a condition. So this is just, we can see how just changing an association with a non-devotee or devotee, just by choosing the right association, how it can completely change your destination. Dronacharya was such a great person. He's Acharya. But still he had to fight for Duryodhana because he had eaten the food from him. So this is the power of association. So we should be very careful from whom we are accepting the food. Vishayera anna khaile dushta hayamana. Who is feeding us, their consciousness will come to us. Further continuation. Nandita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. There is danger for a preacher when he receives great quantities of money, for as soon as he spends even a single cent of the collection for his personal sense gratification, he becomes a fallen victim. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 13, verse 32 purport. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Krishna is unlimited. And Krishna can give you anything, but we should have the right attitude for receiving. When we don't have this right attitude, or when we get attracted by these material possessions, then we are not the right candidate for receiving the blessings of the Lord. Now, when we are preaching, we need a lot of assets, or a lot of Lakshmi is needed for the service of the Lord. But why the Lord is not giving to everyone, even though you are trying? Because we are not ready to accept it. It's not that the Lord is not having. If we are really ready for getting all the things, that is money or any asset that we are getting, if you are able to use it 100% in the service of the Lord, then the Lord will give unlimitedly. It is because it is sure that the person will not degrade himself with all these things. But when the person gets the money in the name of preaching, and if he uses in the sense gratification, then he will become a victim. Then he is degrading himself. That is the Prabhupada is telling there is a danger for a preacher when he is receiving great quantities of money. And also the source of money from where we are receiving is also very important. We should not receive money, the donations or money from a wrong resource. Then what happens that we have to take that karma. Just like one of the devotee, he told, I will not accept any donation from the doctors who are involved in abortion, because that is the most sinful activity. So that sin I don't want to accept. So we don't need donation from that kind of people, because anyhow it is not allowed from the government itself. But still, those who are doing, they are taking a lot of sin on their head. Siddharth Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
According to the Dadati principle, an advanced devotee is supposed to spend at least 50% of his income on the service of the Lord and his devotees. Srila Rupa Goswami has set such an example in his life. This example should be followed by all devotees. Whatever one's income, 50% should be spent on behalf of Krishna and his devotees. Sri Upadeshamrita's text 4 purport. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. So this is for the grahasthas. Whatever we are earning, it should be used for the service of the Lord. Now here, at least 50% of the whatever earning is there, that has to be used for the service of the Lord. So service of the Lord and service of the devotees, we can give it to the temple for the regular service of the Lord, and we can invite the devotees to house and arrange Sankirtan program and give them prasadam, and going to the yatras. All these things we have to spend, and it is you're spending for your own betterment. It will improve your spiritual life. Otherwise, it will create bondage. So it has to be used for Krishna's service, because everything belongs to Krishna. When we use it in the service of the Lord, then its real purpose is fulfilled. Otherwise, we are becoming like Ravana mentality. Ravana stolen the Sita, Maya Sita, and she became the cause of his death. Similarly, if you are simply accumulating wealth more and more, and if you are increasing your material desires, then you are bringing your own death or your own degraded condition. So one should be very careful about it. There are total 11 shloka in this book. The first one is about symptoms of Madhyamadikari. That is, Madhyamadikari can accept disciples all over the world. One who can control the senses. That is, Vacho Vega, Manasa Krodha Vega. Then 2 to 4, that is 2, 3, 4 is explaining about Madhyamadikari's external devotional practices. That is still up to today, whatever we have learned. These all are symptoms of Madhyamadikari. Then tomorrow, that is next class, 5, 6, 7, 8, that is talking about Madhyamadikari's internal vision, how it should be. And then in the last day, that is last session, 9, 10, 11, order of worshipable places, the different places of worship of the Lord, that will be revealed in the last section of the chapter. Puja Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Conclusion is that
Proceed. You're not audible, Mataji.
devotional principles follow in the footsteps of the acharyas and in the full obedience master. able to develop our devotional service and dormant Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Am I audible, Jay?
It was breaking, Mataji, in between. Okay. Anyhow, it's fine. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay. So what is the conclusion? Prabhupada is telling we should always be in the association of the devotees. It will always save us. It will keep us always busy in the service of the Lord. Then we can advance in our spirituality very easily. But when you are alone, Maya can easily attack us. And it is very easy to get trapped by the attractions of Maya when the person is alone. But when we are in the association, we are safe. So always keep the company with the devotees and follow the 4 regulative principles. And we should follow the footsteps of Acharya so that we can invoke our dormant Krishna consciousness and one can go back to Godhead. So these are the 6 symptoms of Priti Lakshana, that is association with the devotees. Shri Radha Govind ki jai. So with this, we have come to the conclusion of today's session. Today we had one shloka only. Now, if you have any questions, you can raise your hand and ask the question according about today's session. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Nandita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. This third principle, where it says opening one's mind to devotees or revealing one's mind and confidence. How exactly does the exchange happen? I mean, in practical life. I'm just asking because when you asked us about this loving exchanges, I was a little lost because so much of online exchanges we are doing that I've forgotten how to do anything in person now. So unless one goes to the temple very regularly or whatever. So I didn't get revealing one's mind and confidence or opening one's mind to the devotees. How exactly does the exchange happen, Prabhu? This third one.
Yeah. There are some problems, Mataji. It may not look as a problem for others. But for that person, it may be very difficult to adjust when we are performing devotional service. So that has to be addressed personally. Just like somebody may not be able to be in the with all kinds of people. Some people will adjust with everyone, but everyone will not be able to be in the same mood. In such cases, certain things has to be addressed personally. We cannot generalize it. That has to be spoken to the devotees. For example, if you are taking prasadam, now we take prasadam everyone together. But I'm just giving an example. It may not be true for everyone. They want to take prasadam with certain devotees only. I don't like to eat with everyone. If that is the case, then we should go and reveal this to the devotees. I'm giving a just simple example. Don't take it personally. Then when they explain it, then we can understand what is the principle or how we are practicing our devotional service together in association, and how practical it is for them to do this. All these things we can ask them to change their attitude, or we can facilitate whatever their requirement is there, if it is correct what they are asking. Such cases has to be dealt personally, one-to-one. If you are doing it in public, then that will be considered as an offense. How this person can do like this? So such things.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
But just one practical example I'm telling you. Me and a very nice devotee Mataji had gone to the temple because they called for seva. And we went there, and there were many people already doing this garlands, making garlands. And we were both new, and it was the first, for her, it was the third, fourth time. For me, it was the first time. And we have only been online associated so far. She's also with ISKCON Mangalore, and we were so thrilled that we got to see each other together. And we stuck to each other, and she said, "Okay, I've been here 4 times, so stick around with me. You'll." And the Matajis who were there were senior, initiated, and they didn't really like us at all. As in, we just stood quietly and waited to be given some service, and they kept saying, "Oh, you won't be able to do this. Oh, you won't be able to do this. You don't know how to put flowers." And there were like 10 needles there and like a kilo of flowers that we could have done, but they refused to give it to us. We felt very hurt, but we didn't want to say anything. So and she said, "It's okay. It's like this only. We'll just wait for 20 minutes. Then they'll kind of, give us something to do." So we waited, and something we got to do, and we did it. And then they kind of said, "That's it for you." And they continued talking amongst themselves, and they're all used to each other, Prabhu. I mean, obviously, we were new people, and obviously, it's accepting others is little difficult, and sharing seva is even more difficult, I guess. And they must have thought that, "Oh, we'll come every week and, snatch their flowers away or something." That was the attitude. We felt very hurt, but we said it's okay. And she is a very, very equanimous person. So she said, "Leave it. We've done our bit, whatever they wanted us to do. We've taken their insults. We've stood quietly. We've done everything. Now still they want to ignore us. We'll go and sing a kirtan." So she went straight near the altar, and she told the pujari. The pandit said, "Yes, yes, please go ahead." And we both sat and sang some 3 kirtans, and we had prasadam, and we came back. But, I mean, that day we didn't speak anything. But this experience has been repeated. And the second time, maybe when we talked to each other, we felt bad and we expressed our unhappiness and hurt. Actually, we were hurt. We expressed this to each other. And somewhere afterwards, both of us, when we went to our homes and we thought about it, we felt we had done a aparadh because we did some kind of prajalpa. So we were like, should we talk to each other or should we not? And that has been weighing on our heads since a very long time, Prabhu, whether we should open our minds up to each other or not. Because eventually we are just expressing that these people were so mean to us and we were so hurt by their attitude, and they're still not willing to accept us even after going several times. We are also not giving up, but I gave up, she didn't. She's still going and she feels she's been accepted in some way. So I don't know whether we made a mistake or whether we should actually talk to each other at all, because these things will come up because this is common to us. Like, this is a common thing and a common hurt. And I mean, we spoke only once about it, but still we felt that maybe we shouldn't talk to each other because we may end up saying things that we shouldn't say about people we don't know too well. And they all initiated devotees and all. So we haven't talked after that.
No, it is good to talk, but you talk to the right person. Find whom you can talk, or else you can ask Mataji, who is actually assigning all these services. You can ask them. Then we'll get the right person. There will be some leader, one person who is allocating the services. Then you can go to and ask them, Prabhuji or Mataji, what is the need, means what qualification should be to do this service. Sometimes there are many principles, like in the temple, second initiated devotees only allowed to be cooked. Others cannot enter the kitchen. Such kind of rules are there. And maybe some incident has happened. Many people came and did the garland, and some problem might have happened. That past history may be there, and they made some rules that we should know the person properly before assigning any service, any personal service, because this garland making directly is associated with the altar. So there will be something, and it is always good to talk, but don't talk to everyone. Find the person to whom you can talk, then you can understand. If you are not eligible for that service, no problem. You have a number of other services. You can go to that.
Yes, Prabhu. Finally, I got the service because they felt I was capable and I had the brains, very small, tiny, dull-headed brains. They gave me the service of uh, segregating flowers, rotten flowers from the okay flowers. But I was quite happy to do that because I got my own corner and my own heap of flowers. So I finished that. So it was nice, Prabhu, because if we desire it truly, and we went with an introduction, Prabhu. We didn't go just walk in and say, I want service. Initiated Mataji only told us to come, so we went. But she was in another service, so she just left us there and said, just wait, they'll give it to you. But I'm sure there is a hierarchy in service also, which we understood and we have learned. So we know our capabilities now in their eyes. So we are sticking to whatever is the lowest kind of service where nobody will bother us. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
It is
Krishna.
always good to take what you told lowest. It's not lowest actually. It is always good to take the menial service because Krishna will bless from there only.
Yes,
Dasa, Dasa, if you say the servant of servant of servant, the last servant, no, from there Krishna starts blessing. So you'll get the blessing of the Lord directly if you take the um, first servant. Then you have so many masters above you. So you will get direct blessings of Lord.
It worked very well for me, Prabhu, because I didn't want to sit and chatter there about whatever. I thought they would be chanting or they would be listening to Prabhupada's lecture. That was the impression I went with. But then when I saw this and then when I got my own corner, I was very happy because I could listen, I could chant, I could do my own thing. So it all worked out very well with Krishna's mercy. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Akhila Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Yes, ma'am.
Audible, right? Audible, no?
Yes.
Guruji, I don't have any question. I like to say one thing. Like you told no on Isha Upanishad, they have not mentioned any god or goddess name, nothing. So day before yesterday, I had been to Ashram Prabhuji. There, like I asked Swamiji why they have not mentioned god or goddess name, Shri Krishna name. Like for that Swamiji told like it is like formula it seems. For example, a plus b whole square. For a we can assign any value, b we can assign any value. Then I asked Shri Krishna, then he told like for Vaishnava Parampara it is Shri Krishna. For Vaishnava Parampara Shri Krishna is the ultimate. Rest all are demigod and demigoddess. This for Vaishnava it holds good Shri Krishna. Suppose if you go for Smarta culture means there Shiva is like a main center. Rest including Vishnu, everyone are like demigod or demigoddess. So like that only in India, so many paramparas are there. In Tamil Nadu, if you go like Subramanya and like Maratha king and queens, they introduced Ganapati Parampara, Lakshmi Parampara. She is also Parabrahma Parameshwara Swarupini, it seems. So that's what they told us, Prabhuji. That's what I like to inform this. That's it.
Yes, Mataji. It is like Vedanta. Upanishads are open, means it is one way you can say secular government how the Lord's worship will be. Now in schools and colleges, they don't particularly speak about any religion. They just say God is energy, He is protecting us. So in that same way it comes, because as you finish the Karmakanda portion of the Vedas, then the Upanishads will open up. At that particular moment, immediately if you are given the devotional service, then it will be too much. So it will be generalized statements. But once you take to the line, that means you should accept parampara. Unless you accept parampara, your spiritual life will not proceed, or it will not continue. So any one of the parampara you have to accept.
Yeah.
And there you will be getting the complete knowledge, or more things will be revealed.
Yeah, that's what he told Prabhuji. Many paramparas are there, but for Kali Yuga, Shri Krishna is very nearer to, like his incarnation is very near, no? That's why most of them are taking Shri Krishna. So anything you accept, you can accept. That's what he told Prabhuji. That's what I like to share. That's it. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Anu Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
if you permit, I would like to answer Nandita Mataji's query.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, I did this garland making seva in ISKCON Dwarka for about a year. And what I realized was that they are hostile not because they don't want a newcomer. It is that the pressure of every day making the garlands for the Lord is so much that somebody new is coming. They will come only for 1 or 2 days. They will not come again and again, which is the first factor, that they know that only the 10-15 ladies who are coming regularly, only they will be coming. They want to give work because, the needle gets into your fingers. All of us, I did not do it for long, only for a year. And because I was not taking tea or coffee also. So they allowed me, they taught me and everything. But the new ones, they would come and do it for 2-3 days or make 2-4 garlands. So they are very committed. They will come, whatever rain or everything, they will be there at their desk. And if you show them your sincerity that you want to learn and you want to do, they do they make you learn all the things. But it is just that you have to be regular, because one day they will be making 4, and another day somebody will say, no, I want to do seva. So they will be making 1, and next day again they will be making 4. So it becomes a resentful attitude that 10-15 only are regular and they are taking the bulk of the load. And sometime when you feel like coming, you come, and otherwise they are the ones doing, and you learn it and go back and don't regularly come. So otherwise, if you it's a very nice group, they are very nice, simple women who do it every day. They painstakingly come and do it. So if you break that barrier of regularity, they help you out. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Archana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I just want to introduce my grandmother to you. She's my grandmother.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
She's a sincere devotee of Lord Krishna. Though she was not under connection of any ISKCON or anything, but she read Bhagavatam every day. She's reading Bhagavad Gita by Srila Prabhupada. So she's also reading Narayaniyam. She's reading every books every day sincerely. She says so many stories from Bhagavatam. She is a great source of inspiration to all our younger generation. She is a sincere devotee of Lord Krishna. Prabhuji, I just want to introduce her to you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Please bless all of us so that we can understand. Hare Krishna.
Blessings, Jaimun.
I want your blessing from you. I am expecting blessings from you all. For my granddaughter, I am praying for you.
With your blessings, we are doing.
உங்களுக்கு உங்க blessings வேணும்னு சொல்றாங்க.
I am now.
You can speak in Tamil, Mataji. I can understand.
Tamil English I can talk, but now everything is confusing me
because of old age.
I am now 88. Entering 88.
Okay.
But I am reading all books, and my time passing is now reading books like Bhagavad Gita. Yesterday, I completed Bhagavad Gita chanting the 4th time.
Very nice.
Complete 18 chapters, daily 1 chapter. So also, daily 1 skanda from Narayaniyam. And the soul, I cannot tell what I am from there. Narayaniyam, my old only source of prayer. Narayaniyam. Narayana Bhattadri is praying like that. என்னோட நோயில் இருந்து என்னை காப்பாற்றணும், என்னை நீ உனக்கு கண்ணுக்கு தெரியாதா? இப்போ 3rd chapter, 3rd time 3rd chapter வந்திருக்கேன் நான். Chapter means skanda. That's 10 slokas.
Okay.
Then very glad to meet you. And I tell you that I am lucky to meet you through my granddaughter, Archana Jayabhat.
Hare Krishna.
Your advices are always master. I pray for you.
Thank you, Mother. Thank you.
Thank you, Ji.
Yeah. Your blessings is inspiration for us. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
At this age, I got a yoga to meet you. Very happy, very glad.
Hare
So,
Krishna.
okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Sorry. Neeta Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I was just revising the work. What is Bhagavad communism? I couldn't
Bhagavata.
understand Bhagavad communism and how these two opposite words are together.
That is, Prabhupada has coined that word. Communism, you know, no? There is
Yes, Prabhuji.
capitalism and communism. In
Yes.
communism, everything belongs to the nation. And it should be distributed among the citizens equally. That is called communism. Bhagavad communism means everything belongs to the Lord. And everyone is a child of the Lord. And everyone should be given the opportunity. And everyone should be given the prasadam. The Lord is the caretaker of everyone. Keeping the Lord at the center, the state will be running. Like Kulshekar Alvar. He took the Lord Ananta Padmanabha as the king. And he was ruling the state. And he used to go to the Lord and he will read whatever the expenditure and the profit that he is getting. And the Lord is hearing. And he is only a servant. He is the caretaker. And Lord is the real king. That is called Bhagavata communism. So in Bhagavata communism, every living entity, not only human being, the animals, birds, everyone is a child of God. So we should not destroy the trees. We should not destroy the forest. Everyone should be given the opportunity to live. And the goal of life is to go back to Godhead and make all the facilities for the people who are following the Krishna consciousness or the spirituality. So that is called Bhagavata communism, where we can live happily like Vaikuntha. When Yudhishthir Maharaj became the king, that Bhagavata communism was there. Even though Yudhishthir Maharaj was the king, he was completely under the direction of Lord Krishna. Because of that, entire world, it was peaceful, and it is told in Bhagavatam itself, there was so much of milk from the cows that the ground was becoming muddy because of milk, not because of water. So much of wealth was there. So that is called Bhagavata communism. The Mother Earth also becomes very happy with the living entities, and she will give everything sumptuously. Actually, there is no scarcity. If you find some scarcity, it is because of our own mistake. Mother will put the child into fasting so that his health will improve. Similarly, when we go crazy, when we grow tamoguna, rajoguna, then she will stop the supply of food. This has happened in Bhagavatam earlier. There is a story of Vena. Vena was very cruel king, and he used to do all kinds of irreligious things in his kingdom. Then what Mother Earth did, she stopped giving the food for the citizens completely. Nothing is there. Then getting irritated by this Vena, all the sages, they killed him. And Vena's body was churned, from which Prithu Maharaj came. And Prithu, he was a incarnation of the Lord, Shaktavesha Avatara. And Prithu then later he has to milk the earth. That is, earth came as the cow and he milked it. And he gave all the facilities for his citizens. So from that we can understand, actually there is no scarcity. There is only one scarcity, that is Krishna consciousness. As Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, in the whole world, there is only one scarcity, that is Krishna consciousness. If you have that in place, then there is no other problem. One who performs yajna, he don't have to starve. But we should know who is Yajna Purusha. So that is called Bhagavata communism. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Beautifully explained.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Anybody else has questions? Okay, if there are no more questions, then we'll wind up for today. Next class, we'll continue the session.